Hello YouTube, Wilful Ninja here, bringing you another nerdy video. Well, actually no, sorry, I'm used to doing that intro and sadly today it's not another nerdy video. I will try and do a video later on in the day, but for now I can't. This is a simple reaction video, it's a reaction video to all the stuff I've been seeing on YouTube and on Facebook. And that is, sadly, the whole goddamn issue that everyone seems to be having with apparently Cadbury taking off the word Easter from their Easter eggs. Now, to me, they're chocolate eggs, and I call them Easter egg because that's what I grew up calling them. But to me, but they're chocolate eggs. That's what they are. If Cadbury does change to call them chocolate eggs, then so be it. In my opinion, I would prefer them calling them chocolate eggs, and then that way I could argue, hey, start selling them year round. But the idea of eggs, chocolate, and all that has nothing to do with Catholicism. So people getting upset because their religious belief is being censored and suppressed. That's what's getting at me. Is the fact that you're trying to use religion to justify, the fact naming these Easter eggs. That makes no sense to me. Now, the funny thing is, though, people are complaining, but they're not reading the goddamn boxes. Because, now again, I've seen people, showing the boxes, but the thing is, they're clearly not reading. Now, don't get me wrong though. I know there's a lot of people who don't care, and people who do care, but they're being silent and they're just going to live with it. And don't get me wrong. This whole PC nonsense is getting a bit out of hand. Don't get me wrong. I'm all for PC. If someone says Happy Holidays to me, I'm going to be like, okay, yeah, sure, same back to you. Or I'll say Happy Christmas. And a lot of the time, even if I say Happy Christmas to someone who's walking by, who's wearing, a woman wearing the Muslim, I forget the name of the headdress, whatever. She says Happy Holidays back to me. And sometimes, in a rare case, they say Happy Christmas back. Despite it not being their belief. So, this whole concept, and also I've seen one video in particular, I hated it so much. Because the person went on about how they apparently... No, he didn't refer to them. The guy was trying to be clever by not referring to them directly. He was like, they hate us. They don't deserve to be here even. And the guy basically was talking about as if, Ireland is only meant for Catholics. Yeah, wow. Now, right. It was a hate-filled rant for anyone who's not Catholic, and for a company who's did not do what he claims they're doing. Now, that's the funny thing is they're claiming that the Easter egg has been taken off the boxes and whatnot. That is a bold-faced lie. Because out of the box right here, I just opened it. See how neat the egg, yeah. I ate the chocolate. I know technically it's not Easter yet, but my mother said me and my brother could eat one of our eggs. Only the small ones. She got us, the much bigger, massive ones. I can't wait. But okay. First off, let's see. Oh yeah, here, right on the front of the box. Now it does not have Easter egg labeled right across in big bold letters. Oh my god, it's not in big bold letters. But it does say contains 1 Easter egg plus 2 bars. So Cadbury is still referring to the eggs as Easter eggs. Now, and then it says it here on the back. Your Easter egg has been made with Cadbury Dairy Milk. Let me pick up my camera. My phone. Right here. Looks like, according to my screen, it looks like it's reversed, sadly. But it does say it. Well, is there anywhere else where they say it? That's it's talking about. Oh, here we go. This Easter. Oh, here's a big bold letters. This Easter egg belongs to insert name, and it says on the side, "Happy Easter." Find out more about Cadbury's Easter activities on cadbury.co.uk /Easter. So, wow, where's all this again? Oh, wow. See, again, this has been going on for the past year. Like, the funny enough, though, this started back last year as well. It's been going on since last year, January, up until this point. It was from what I gathered, some people went onto Twitter and Facebook and started talking about it. I looked up stuff, and apparently Cadbury's has never announced any plans to take it off. From what I could find, the only people on Twitter and Facebook and YouTube were claiming this, and again, here's the evidence to the contrary. They never showed the Easter eggs up close. You know, whenever I see a still image or video on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter or whatever, they always hold them like this. You know, they always hold them like this, and they're always like, "Oh, where's the Easter?" You know, but the thing is, the very same boxes do say Easter. They don't. They only show you the front, and they show them in ways that you won't be able to see the word Easter, or in some cases it's clear that they photoshopped. Because like, now again, technically I should not have a dog in this race. Technically, I was raised Catholic until I was about 16 or so, in which term I did my confirmation. I was born and raised in Ireland, raised a Catholic. My family used to go to Christmas church and all that. We never went to church on Sundays, but we went to church on Christmas. Eventually, as we got older, and things got a bit more tighter, like in terms of work and all that, we decided, just to treat ourselves on Christmas and sleep in. But we weren't overly religious, but we did pray to God. Like, I remember even in school, like before lunch, we used to pray before eating, because I went to a Catholic school. It was a public Catholic school. And we were taught religion. We were taught about Christianity and Catholicism and all that. We did our communion. We did our communion in the school. We did our confirmation in the school. And after I did my confirmation, I decided, you know what? Now that I did my confirmation, I'm actually going to put more thought and effort into being a good Catholic. And I decided to read the Bible, and I started looking more into Catholicism, like know about its history and whatnot. And I also looked into the other religions, and it was at this point I decided to become an atheist. I'm not if there is a God, I doubt he's going to be what any man could claim him to be. Especially considering the fact that the Jewish, Islamic, and Catholic faith all worship the same God. It's just that we differ on our religious books and our messiahs. The Jewish people, I believe, do not believe the Messiah has ever came yet. They're still waiting. The Catholics believe that Jesus Christ was the Messiah, and the Muslims believe that Muhammad was the Messiah. So yeah, it's the reason why I'm doing this reaction video is I'm sick of hearing and seeing the hate come up on my feed, and I'm disgusted by this sheer hate. Especially from people who claim to be Catholics. I expect this type of hate to be, believe it or not, and I'm probably going to upset some people, but from Christians, because of the way I've seen Christians act. And again, I once listened in on a Christian sermon in a church, and it was just awful. It was, these people are going to hell, this hell, hell. This damnation and all that. Whereas with Catholicism, when I remember from our church, because sometimes our school actually went to church. We actually went to church sometimes in school. But it was all about forgiveness and how the God is loving and all that. So I'm just like, what the hell? So I expected it from Christians, but from Catholics, the amount of hate I've been seeing, and I still see it sometimes, like, and people talking like on the radio and all that. Now, don't get me wrong, I was thrilled when I saw this neo-Nazi group, or racist group, I don't know if they were neo-Nazis, but they were marching through Dublin last year, and the entire, loads of people from Ireland, people who were in their shops, people who were just doing whatever thing, they all dropped what they were doing and started marching against the racists, to the point where the racists got chased into McDonald's and Euro shops. And then the Garda had to get involved to protect, because again, this is how outnumbered the racists were. The Garda had to get involved to protect them and make sure they got out of there safely, because chances were something was going to happen and a bunch of racists were going to get injured. And don't get me wrong, I hate racism. I hate it. Like why? We're all human. Human is our race. No, I'm Caucasian. Caucasian heritage. I'm Caucasian. I have the pale skin and all that. But African, Hispanic, Asian, they're human. They are not a race. They are human. So that's why I can't wrap my head around why some people are racist. But anyway. But the fact that there's still this type of hate, even this hate was more directed towards religion, which again, from a Catholic, I can't fathom. I honestly can't fathom it. But yeah, it's just weird that people are getting in such an angry, I hate this, an angry fit about apparently Cadbury maybe dropping. No, sorry, they didn't claim it. They didn't claim that they were going to drop the Easter egg. These people are saying they have dropped it, past tense. And it's clearly not. They're clearly lying. Right here, I would hold up the eggs, and even if they are reversed, Easter is still plastered on all but one side. This side is the only one where Easter is not written. And in all fairness, I think that's mostly just due to the fact that they're promoting Peter Rabbit. And again, that shows you that this is a current egg. It's not photoshopped, But, so yeah, folks. I'll try and get more videos out during this week. Tomorrow I'll be recording Ludasport. My phone is uploading my videos from last night Ludasport matches to be uploaded today. And, it's just, I was having a good week, but then I saw another video and I was just like, you know what, that's it. I'm throwing my 2 cents in, because I haven't seen any videos where people are disputing the claim about Cadbury eggs. I have not seen any. Actually, let's check. Do I still have my brother's Easter egg lying around? My brother is at the Eaton Aero one, Nestle. Let's see if Nestle has taken the word off Easter. Okay, pure Nestle Aero purely chocolate bubbles. Find the bubbles inside the egg. Back. A milk chocolate egg containing Aero milk bubbles. Yeah. Okay. So I don't know if it's on all Nestle eggs, but yeah, it's actually Nestle who actually took Easter off their eggs. Easter eggs. Now again, I don't care. If they take it off, they take it off. To be honest with you, I'm not a fan of Nestle to begin with, because their chocolate's a bit too bitter. I prefer the sweetness of Cadbury. But still, who cares? It is a large chunk of chocolate. That from beginning, the only association it had with Easter was because the company was trying to make money off the holiday. So, enough. That's the only reason that we associate these with Easter to begin with, is because the companies saw a chance to make more money. That's it. That's literally just it. It's only because they done it. I don't know when they started doing them. I don't know when, but let's say it was in 200 years. Okay, let's say they've been doing it for the last 200 years. I doubt Easter eggs or these chocolate eggs have been around for that long. I don't care. I'm just trying to wrap this around your heads. It was only at that these companies came to I don't know. They didn't come together. They saw a chance to make some money off a religious holiday. And then they went for it. It's no different what happens when it's no different when toy companies release new toy companies, video games. There's a reason why they release most of their stuff around winter time or Christmas, because they're trying to make bank on those holidays. And the same goes for even with Disney and Star Wars. They're trying to make bank on all the new Star Wars Christmas toys that you're going to want to give to your children. Well, maybe Logan, okay? Forget about it. I would have reacted to that. But anyway, the companies will always exploit religion to try and make a quick buck. Nestle, Cadbury, there are other chocolate companies. There's some like Belgian chocolate companies that make eggs as well. Rosa, whatever. But they just saw a chance to make money, and they did. And now, for some stupid reason, people associate these eggs with their religion. They are not connected to your faith. But anyway, I'm going to end this here right now. I talked longer than I intended. I wanted to watch a new anime on Netflix called Sword Guy. I'll be doing a review of it if I finally get a chance to finish it. And I also have to prepare for Friday's D&D game. And I have to also try and figure out how I'm going to manage going to Louisbourg tomorrow night, getting some practice in for the tournament in a few months, as well as then doing a D&D game with some friends. But anyway, just again, if they keep, I'm a happy camper, regardless if they take off the Easter title off them, or if they keep them. If I liked Nestle, I would not care. I would still buy the eggs, and I'll still goddamn eat them. But if they had no Easter on them, I would be demanding, hey, since they're not called Easter eggs anymore, sell them goddamn all around year. If Cadbury does it, now again, Cadbury does have Easter written on their eggs nearly on all four sides. Actually, it's supposed 1, 2, 4, 6 sides. They have them on 3 out of 6 sides. Actually, best before. Nope. Okay, so yeah, they have them on 3 out of 3 sides. So, whoop. But yeah, folks. Regardless if they, I'm not Catholic anymore. I'm an atheist. So, and I don't care if they writ Easter on these. I'm still gonna buy them. You know, even when now, granted, I didn't buy any of these eggs this year. My mother bought me eggs. I'm still going to eat them, and when I move out and have my own kids, I'm still going to buy them, even if I don't raise my kids Catholic. If I don't get my kids baptized or raise them Catholic, I'm still going to buy them Easter eggs, just because it's a fun time of year where they can have fun eating chocolate. You know, it doesn't matter. Now, mind you, though, knowing my mother, she's going to make me baptize them. Irish mothers, but still, even if they weren't baptized and I was not raised them Catholic, I'll still not buy them, regardless if they said Easter. I've talked to so many people on over the internet and all that. I talked to people who say they're Muslim, people who say they're Buddhist, people who say they're Jewish, and they still look forward to Easter because it's a chance for them to buy Easter eggs. It's a chance for them to get large amount of chocolate for cheap. No one's getting upset about that. They're not getting upset that it says Easter. They're seeing a chance to get some quick cheap chocolate. They're jumping at it. Which is why, I don't think companies are caring. Now, maybe if enough people buy them, they're just going to call them chocolate eggs. Because, clearly, it's not just Catholics that enjoy the eggs. Other people enjoy the eggs and they buy them. So now again, don't get me wrong. That I hate preemptive PC. Like, to be honest with you, I've never heard about like large groups getting upset about Cadbury eggs or like Easter eggs being called Easter eggs. I never heard about it. So if the company was for to no reason without getting a sufficient amount of complaints or requests, then them preemptively changing their title, like, that would be a bit of a bothersome. Because I hate when a PC gets out of control. I do believe being being politically correct has a place. For example, avoiding just being how should I put it? Like calling some I'll put the bad example because I people do call them that. Hold on. Oh yeah. There's like, I hate to say it, but like there's the old nicknames. I most only hear these nicknames being used in America, sadly. But most of these sort of nicknames for different people from Native Americans, people from India, people from China, and all that. They had like there's all these different types of ways that old family, like again America, like again it was other countries, but most of the time where I still hear them to this day, they're coming from Americans. They refer to these people like that by certain terms, like Chihuangs or something like that, in terms of referring to Chinese people and whatnot. So yeah, it's just weird. Like that's just you being ignorant, and so yeah, you having to be like, oh no, instead of calling them this old bad word, or even say the N words to Native Americans, like, no, not Native Americans, the N word to people of African descent. So like, you avoid using that word that has a lot of history with being filled with hate. Yeah, that's being politically correct in a right way. You're trying to avoid that, or doing blackface, which is when someone paints their face black. You doing that, that's you being politically correct in the right way. But a company or whatever changing a whole bunch of stuff without actually getting any complaints, it just seems unnecessary. Like Cadbury, like again, I haven't heard of any big groups, or like again, it would have been big news, like, oh, Cadbury getting boycotted or whatever, like, for having Easter on their eggs, but they were getting boycotted or threatened by people over their faiths. And again, here's another thing. I've looked into it. There's extremists for every faith. Like when people think, like again, like I hate how in America, a Caucasian person does a crime or does an act of terrorism, they're not branded a terrorist. It's baffling. But then as soon as a Muslim brands it, does a thing, they're terrorists. And when people think terrorist, they think There's the IRA. They're a terrorist organization. There's the other group that is with the British. Then there's also extremists in China. They're called Buddhist marauders. They're actually killing people of other faiths because their version of belief of Buddhism means that they should. So there's even the Buddhist faiths, which I consider one of the best faiths, because the core belief of the more traditional Buddhists is you don't seek to convert, you just seek to let them be. You just leave people alone. If that person's happy with their faith, leave them alone. That's it. It's weird. It's more because that whole faith focuses on yourself, not as a community. So yeah. So that's what I find weird. Like, there's extremists, there's terrorists all over the world. It's just weird how America seems to only associate the word terrorist with people of non-Caucasian. So this whole crime about again, this is a reaction to just in general what people say during these videos about Easter eggs. Like again, like it's clear that these people have so much hate in their hearts, for anyone that's not a Catholic or Caucasian or even Irish. And it's just nonsense. With that, I'm going to say this: Happy Holidays, and may the force be with you. And remember, roll for initiative.